All right, so good morning. This is the second stream of the week. We are taking a different approach because we have to take this seriously and we have to consider, learning during the day. We have to take a look at all of the options we have in a day, all the time, and how we can continue this. How can we maintain this without avoiding burnout? Or like trying to, let's say, hypothetically, if we are already in the burnout, how can we get out from it or try to at least, you know? And so one of the options for this would be to study in the morning. So it's 7:36 now and until 9 a.m. So more than an hour. I have more than an hour to do this, which is amazing. And so I know it's taking away gym time. That's something I have to sacrifice, but I think we just gonna have to do a balance so that, you do twice weight training and the other mornings you can do this. And that's pretty much it. That's the plan. And tomorrow is a big question because tomorrow I'm gonna have even 2 hours during the day. So I could ideally I could do some exercise, but we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna think about that. But now let's try to continue. Also, I woke up today and the mouse is just bullshitting me. Like I try to move it and it's like very very shitty and no batteries. All the batteries are off. And I try to look for other mouse. No, so just a side note, I need to get batteries for my wall pedal, and I need to get a cable mouse, like a mouse with cable. Or just find your charger. Really, I know I have a charger mouses, but yeah, I knew that this is like when you wake up and you know you wanna do this, you have plans to do, and then there's an obstacle, and there are always gonna be some obstacles. And yeah, this one that I'm moving my mouse, but it's really not comfortable to move it. Is It was one of those obstacles. You always have these obstacles which are gonna lose your mood. Like just try to demotivate you. I guess we shouldn't stop because of a inconsistently working mouse. But yeah, let's do it. This is the first time we are actually doing this in the first thing in the morning. I had a very small breakfast. Okay, let's recap, or let's talk about the ADHD part of this. So, I mean, you can read about it, and they say you should have your first written before 40 minutes before food. I did try this. It doesn't work. I mean, it does. You have a first 40 minutes. It's really, you feel very focused, but then as you get hungry, it just starts to be very, it's not a great feeling at all. And then once you eat, oh my god, look at the cat. Oh my god, here. Then once you eat, then it's a downer. So for me, definitely it should much better to eat, wait a little bit, and then take it, and then start working, which is we are doing right now. So let's get to it. Alotko, animal. And I have everything. I have a huge mess in the background, but no time. I didn't feel like dealing with this now, so sorry for that. So yesterday, during my lunch break, I did continue these notes. I did another meme about the link between two tables. And what was this trying to do is that you create additional table for the artist, and then you can reference it using a key, which is going to be a random integer. And there is foreign key and primary key. Yeah, let's just continue with data model diagrams. Fuck, okay, so while our track and artist database design is simple with just two tables and a single one-to-many relationship, these data models can get complicated quickly and are easier to understand if we can make a graphical representation of our data model. While there are many graphical representations of data models, we will use one of the classic approaches called crowsfoot diagrams as shown in figure 15.4, which is not this one but this one. Where is it? It doesn't exist, guys. I don't know what are you talking about. Ugh. Each table is shown as a box with the name of the table and its columns. Maybe if I can click on it. Each table is shown as a box with the name of the table and its columns. Then, where there is a relationship between two tables, a line is drawn connecting the tables with a notation added to the end of each line, indicating the nature of the relationship. Ah, I'm so silly, yes. In this case, many tracks can be associated with each artist. So the track end is shown with the crowsfoot spread out, indicating it is the many end. The artist end is shown with a vertical line that indicates one. Yeah, on the side note, I had a recurring dream tonight. And it was like some chick was trying to teach something networking related or IT. But it was really like an actual tutorial, and the way she was teaching was trying to use these little, exactly like these figures, diagrams. I don't know why I'm telling you now this, but let's continue. There will be many artists in general, but the important aspect is that for each artist there will be many tracks, and each of those artists may be associated with multiple tracks. You will note that the column that holds the foreign key, like artist ID, is on the many end and the primary key is at the one end. Since the pattern of foreign and primary key placement is so consistent and follows the many and one ends of the lines, we never include either the primary or foreign key column in our diagram of the data model as shown in the second diagram as shown in figure 15.5. The columns are thought of as an implementation detail to capture the nature of the relationship details and not an essential part of the data being modeled. Ja Istenem. Little cat. Okay, let's make a note. I have no idea what's going on here, but we can make a note about this. So rewriting in my own words, one of the classic graphical representation of data model. God, this is oh my God, it's a special way to fuck with your brain. A not working mouse. It's just, it feels like you're handicapped. This what happened yesterday with my, okay, I'm gonna do some ADHD moment. So yesterday, after I gave up everything, I started to play Starfield, and it's still shitty. Yeah, see? Still. So this, I poured beer on this like months ago. And then I checked online, what can I do about this? How can I fix this? So there is isotopic alcohol or some kind of alcohol you can use. And you just pour a little bit in the button, and then you press like crazy, and then it should ideally help. And it did work for a while because it was sticking. And it did work for a while, but yesterday for some reason it just was very uncomfortable. And it's kind of the same feeling you have, that okay, I'm controlling this character, but every time I'm gonna jump with the Y, it's gonna be not a great feeling. And it's already tainting your experience. Like, you know, you cannot fully rely on. And it's like, okay, so I'm gonna have to fix this issue, but how I'm gonna do it? So, of course, I swapped the controller and that's it. But yeah, I poured and I did the pressing, and I didn't touch it since the evening. I mean, it does work, kinda. Definitely better than yesterday, so at least this one is working. Unless if I pour too much alcohol on it and it's dead. But back to the task at hand. Crowfoot diagram. This is the Crowfoot's diagram. And where is the Crowfoot in this? Each table is shown as a box with the name of the tables and its columns. Then, there is a relationship between two tables. A line is drawn connecting the tables with a notion added to the end of each line, indicating the nature of the relationship. Which means we have track title artist underscore ID. Many men wish step upon me. Do, 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 do. So 50 Cent can help. 50 Cent is gonna help us learning this. That's right. My mouse has stopped working completely. No, this is hell. This is literally hell. Nobody should go through this. Okay. Ja Istenem. I'm just gonna continue. Let's do it. Okay. Many tracks can be associated with each artist. So the track end is shown with the crowd's foot spread out, indicating it is the many end. Many end. The artist end is shown with a vertical like that indicates one. There will be many artists in general, but the important aspect is that for each artist there will be many tracks, and each of those artists may be associated with multiple tracks. You will note that the column that holds the foreign key, like artist ID, is on the many end, and the primary key is at the one end. Please don't do this with me. I see, okay, it makes sense. Since the pattern of foreign and primary key placement is so consistent and follows the many and one ends of the lines, we never include either the primary or foreign key columns in our diagram of the data model, as shown as the second. The columns are thought of as an implementation detail to capture the nature. The placement of primary key. The placement of foreign and primary keys are so consistent and they follow the many and one ends of the lines. It means that we will never include either key in our diagram. Yeah, cool. I guess let's move on. Automatically creating primary keys. In the above example, we arbitrarily assigned Frank the primary key of 42. However, when we are inserting millions of rows, Anyway, it is nice to have the database automatically generate the values for the ID column. We do this by declaring the ID column as a primary key and leave out the ID value when inserting the row. I know what's missing here, by the way. I understand completely. It's that if we would check this in the video lesson, because I did try and I was falling asleep. But when we did try, it shows that we have to use this SQLite or SQL something, and it tries to give you to follow each step. And here in the book, we don't do anything practical. And I think that's the main difference here. You're so fucking smart. Dear Prudence. So drop table if exists, artist, create table artist, ID, integer. So instead of adding, I'm gonna have to blow my nose again. Okay. Create table artist ID integer primary key name text ice text insert into artist names ice values blah blah blah. Now we have instructed the database to auto assign us a unique value to the Frank Sinatra row, but we then need a way to have the database tell us the ID value of the recently inserted row. One way is to use a select statement to retrieve data from an SQLite built-in function called last insert row. Really, the book by this part gets so many misspellings. Like, I don't understand what's going on. Like, as he's rushing. Okay, let's get this done. Drop table affixes artist blah 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 blah. Once we know the ID of our Frank Sinatra row, we can use it when we insert the tracks into the track table. As a general strategy, we add these ID columns to any table we create. Now that the artist ID value is the new auto-assigned row in the artist table, and that while we added an integer primary key to the track table, we did not include ID in the list of fields on the insert statements into the track table. Again, this tells the database to choose a unique value for us for the ID column. Shitty weather. Nice shitty weather. No mouse again. Very disappointing. I actually wonder if the problem is with the mouse pad. Do I have another mouse pad? I have nothing. I have literally nothing. No life. Let me just feed this kid instead. Dear Prudence, won't you come out to play? Dear Prudence, see the brand new day. Hey, the sun is up, the sky is blue, it's beautiful, and so are you, dear Prudence. Won't you come out to play? Alright, so we're gonna use this select asterisk from artist. It's gonna give us 1 because it's the first ID we automatically added to the bullshit. So then we know it's gonna be number 1. We, as a general strategy, we add these ID columns to any table we create. So what does that even mean? Drop table if exist, create table, check ID, Now that the artist ID value is the new auto-assigned row in the artist table, and that while we added an integer primary key to the track table, we did not include ID in the list of fields on the insert statements into the track table. Again, this tells the database to choose a unique value for us for the ID column. You can call select last insert row with after each of the insert to retrieve the value of the database that the database assigned to the ID of each newly created row. Later, when we are coding in Python, we can ask for the ID value in our code and store it in a variable for later use. The sun is up, da 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 da. Okay, so in this case, insert into artist, select last insert row, create table artist ID integer primary key. So we're gonna get a number, a random number. Then we're gonna use insert into artist, names eyes, and then it's gonna do whatever you want. And then select the last insert row, 1. Select asterisk from artist, boom. So we know Frank Sinatra row. We can use it when we insert the tracks. So note that artist value is the new auto-assigned row in the artist table. Please work. Please. I really have to do this. I'm gonna have to make a note for me, see, or I don't know. Mouse, cable mouse. Let's order it right now. That's gonna be a distraction. If I pick up my phone to open Alza, that's like a huge distraction right now. So we're not gonna do that. But a good cable mouse, and I'm done with the bullshit. The main point of this whole chapter is that if you call, okay, but why is it now? It's not it's not capital now suddenly. The select is not capital. Oh wait, select depends. Okay. Please. Fuck. God damn it. I think it's really just battery, you know? Guys, the only problem was that it was dirty. Jesus. God damn it. Why am I doing this? This is what I wanted to do. If we had a table full of artists and a table full of tracks, each with a foreign key linked to a row in the table full of artists, and we wanted to list all the tracks that were sung by Frank Sinatra as follows. Oh, God damn it. Since we have two tables and a foreign key between the two tables, our data is well modeled. But if we are going to have millions of records in the artist table and going to do a lot of lookups by artist name, we would benefit if we gave the database a hint about our intended use of the name column. We do this by adding an index to a text column that we intend to use in the where clause. Who's there? When the database has been told that an index is needed on a column in the table, it stores extra information to make it possible to look up a row more quickly using the indexed field name in this example. Once you request that an index be created, there is nothing special that is needed in the SQL to access the table. The database keeps the index up to date as the data is inserted, deleted, and updated, and uses it to automatically if it will increase the performance of that database query. These text columns that are used to find rows based on some information in the real world, like the name of an artist, are called logical keys. I have absolutely no idea what's going on. I'm gonna copy this. Like, I have absolutely no idea what's going on, literally. What a sad little weather. We can also use an index to enforce a constraint rules on our database operations. The most common constraint is a uniqueness constraint, which insists that all of the values in a column are unique. We can add the optional unique keyword to the create index statement to tell the database that we would like it to enforce the constraint on our SQL. We can drop and recreate the artist name index with a unique constraint as follows. We can add the optional unique keyword to the create index statement to tell the database that we would like to enforce the constraint on our SQL. We can add the optional unique keyword to the create index statement. Okay, constraint. So with that note, let's do a very quick break because I need a bio break. I will make a tea. I will put on some airport jazz for you guys. Hopefully it's gonna be good. And what project? We need a project. I guess it already exists, but I was thinking about this focused. Yeah, so there was a guy in 42 school and he said that to create a script that would be a project that automatically connects to your subscribers, like whatever you have, and if they have a new upload, it will download it to your folder, and then you have your scheduled time. Okay, I'm gonna watch new YouTube videos, and so by this you will not gonna go to YouTube and search and be bombarded with the fucking everything recommendations. We are back. We had our bio break. Oh shit, I'm shouting. And we still have a good 20 minutes. So, very nice. We can also use an index to enforce a constraint, rules on our database operations. The most common constraint is a uniqueness constraint, which insists that all of the values in a column are unique. We can add the optional unique keyword to the create index statement to tell the database that we would like to enforce the constraint on our SQL. We can drop and recreate the artist name index with a unique constraint as follows. By combining an insert or ignore and a select, we can insert a new record if the name is not already there, and whether or not the record is already there, retrieve the primary key of the record. fine. A sample application called tracks_csv.py shows how these ideas can be combined to parse textual data and load it into several tables using a proper data model with relational connections between the tables. This application reads and parses a comma-separated file tracks.csv based on an export from Dr. Chuck's iTunes library. Another one bites the dust. Black Dog. The columns in this file are title, artist, album, number of plays, rating, and length in milliseconds. So number of plays is 109. Our data model is shown in figure 15.6 and described in SQL as follows. Yeah, I feel like I'm rushing again. This is happening, right? I'm rushing through because we need to, each page needs to be internalized. You are rushing through and you think it's gonna do. We just literally copied this part and we have absolutely no idea what happened here. So this is something, I'm sorry Gergely, but you have to slow down. You have to slow down and you have to internalize it. It's okay. So this is how far we got today. I mean, with this, how much is left? Yeah, this chapter is crazy. Jesus. Yeah, definitely there's, yeah, but tomorrow we're gonna have such a, like, we're gonna have, so if I do it in the morning and also during the day, then it means we're gonna have 3 hours to tackle this, the rest of this, and this is gonna be very, like, I can already see this is gonna be a lot to take in. So let's just understand adding constraint to the database. We can also use an index to enforce. What is the index? We just talked about the index. We do this by adding to a text column that we intend to use in where clauses. We need to understand the logical keys. When the database has been told, okay. Once you request that an index to be created, there is nothing special that is needed in the SQL to access the table. The database keeps the index up to date as data is inserted and used. Create index. So if I understand correctly, if there is a var we can also use an index to enforce a constraint rules on our database operations. The most common constraint is a uniqueness constraint, which insists that all of the values in a column are unique. We can add the optional unique keyword to the create index statement to tell the database that we would like to enforce the constraint on our SQL. We can drop and recreate the artist name index with a unique print as follows. So what we created before, that create index can be just dropped as it is. This is how you create unique index. Aha. Aha. Okay, I understand. You can tell the database to ignore any duplicate by adding ignore keyword to the insert statement. Insert or ignore into artist. By combining an insert or ignore and a select, we can insert a new record if the name is not already there, and whether or not the record is already there, retrieve the primary key of the record. All right, fair enough. So 1 hour and 22 minutes of streaming, which is nice, I would say so. I just always feel like, you know, we move in a snail pace, but don't worry about this. Okay, so I just feel like I don't know anything. That's my problem. I just feel like, okay, makes sense, but yeah, when I'm gonna use all of this and so on. But all in due time, okay? So tomorrow in the same time in the morning I can do this, and during the 2 hours break I have, definitely, and we're gonna finish this. We're gonna really internalize this. And yeah, during today what I would like to try is to do some tests for the chapter 1 and 2. There is a course on Udemy or Coursera for the same material, and so everything I did 5 months ago, 4 months ago, I would like to try, you know, for 1 hour to just, okay, let's do these tests, because that will be really some, at least a refresher and so on. So thank you.